This video should help with measuring angles with the protractor. Couple of things to know. I have a protractor down here. I also have some angles drawn out here. An acute angle is always less than 90 degrees. So on the protractor, if I have an acute angle, I know I'm going to be using the smaller numbers. A right angle is 90. Usually you can tell them right away by just looking if it makes a corner like the corner of a paper. And an obtuse angle is between 90 and 180. So if I was using the protractor, I would be using the bigger numbers. So here we go. I have angle A. The steps in using my protractor. I'm going to take it, put the bullseye, the cross part right there, on the vertex where they cross. I'm going to rotate my protractor until I get my zero line right on the bottom line. And then I'm looking at where the other number is. And I see this number is coming up right here. And since this is an acute angle, I know my number is going to be less than 90. So I'm going to be using the little numbers, and I'm between 40 and 50. So I'm counting up from 40 to 50, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. So this would be a 45-degree angle. Let's try out B. Again, first step. Grab him, get your bullseye on there. Rotate him up. Whoops. Try it again. Rotate him up till I get to zero right on the baseline. Again, I have an acute angle, so I want the small numbers. This one looks like it's pretty much right on 60 degrees. Let's try another one out. Step one, get that bullseye lined up on the vertex. Rotate till I'm on the zero line. And this one was already on that zero. I'm just going to show you I can rotate it the other way to get on the zero line, and I'm going to get the same answer. Since this is obtuse, I want the big numbers, and it looks like it's on exactly the 160 degrees. 20 degrees would not make any sense, even though it's right on the 20, because this is an obtuse angle. For the next few, I'm just going to line it up and then let you take a guess at what it's going to be. I think most people already know what's going to be coming up here. Oh yeah. Take a fast look. Should be 90 degrees. Or the next one. Line up the bullseye. Get one of the lines on the zero. Take a look. This time it's obtuse, so it's between 120 and 130, and it happens to be going up that way, so 121, 122, looks like 123 degrees. Moving on, line him up, bullseye on my vertex, spin him till I get a zero lined up. Looks like it's an acute angle for sure, so I'm using the small numbers. I'm between 20 and 30. And right there I see 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 26 degrees. Line him up. Just to show you one time, what would happen if I put it on the zero there? I mean, that looks fine, except here's my angle is out here, and there's nothing lined up for him to measure to. So I'm going to take him and spin him back around to the other zero. And there you go. Looks like it's an obtuse angle. So I'm using the big numbers, so I would rather have the 100 degrees than the 80 degrees. lined up. Take a look. What kind of angle is it? Acute, so I'm using the smaller numbers, so I'm between 50 and 60, and I'm counting up from 50 to 60, so 51, 52, 53, 54, 55 degrees. Okay. What happens if I have a triangle? They name the angles a little bit different. Here's what I tell the kids. If the bullseye is normally in the center of the target, so if I was trying to measure angle D, E, F, then E is in the center of the angle, and that's where I want to put my bullseye. So I'm going to put the bullseye on the E, which happens to be over here on the side. I'm going to rotate till I get on a 0. And then I'm going to take a look at it. Angle D, E, F. So it's this little angle right here. It's definitely an acute. So I want the small numbers. It's somewhere between 10 and 20. And it looks like it's one less than 20. So this would be 19 degrees. What if I use the same picture, and this time I want angle E, F, D. I want to put my bullseye on the center of the target. This time that would be the F. So I'm going to bring my protractor down, line up my bullseye on the F. That's good. My 0's still on the right line. This time my angle is down here. So I'm coming over here, and it's an obtuse angle this time. So I'm using the big numbers. I'm between 150 and 140, which actually means the numbers are going this way. From top to bottom, they're going up. So 141, 142, 143, 144, 145, 146. 146 degrees. A lot of times people make a mistake here because they take the 150 and they just add on 3 or 4. Besides looking which two numbers you're between, you got to think about which way the numbers are going up. Oh, we got one more angle on this page. We might as well measure it, right? How about angle EDF, which could also be called angle FDE because the order doesn't matter, except that I have the D in the middle. So I'll put my protractor bullseye on the D. There we go. Rotate around till I get on the 0. There we go. It's an acute angle. Back here, acute angle, so I'm using the small numbers. I'm between the 10 and the 20, and it's going up from the bottom to the top. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Right between 15 and 16, it looks like. I think I'm going to go with the 15 degrees because it looks like it might be a little closer. By the way, if you added up those 3 angles, that would get me to 180 degrees. And let's try one more triangle out here. Let's go for angle HIG. So when I'm using my bullseye method, the I is in the middle. So I want my bullseye on the I. Rotate him up to a 0. Take a look at it. This is definitely an acute angle, so I'm using the small numbers, so I'm between the 30 and the 40, and it's going up from the top to the bottom, so 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. 37 degrees. Let's try out angle HGI. So this time I have the G in the middle. So my bullseye is going on the center of the target. Spin him till I get it on a 0 line. Here's my ankle up here. It looks like it's obtuse this time, so I'm going to be using the big numbers. I'm going between 110 and 120. So 111, 112, 113. Looks like it could be 114, 115. I'm right in the middle between them. I would probably take either one of those answers. I'm going to go with 114. And then we got one angle left over. Angle GHI. So H is in the middle. That's where I want to put my bullseye. Get my H in the middle. Spin him around. Get my 0 on the line. It's acute. And it looks like this one is coming right on the 30 degrees. And if I added them up, I would be really, really close to 180. It looks like I have 181 degrees. So I was probably off about a half a degree or so with one of the other ones. Like I said, if you get within 1 or 2 degrees, I will be glad to count them right.